Okay. In this Wheatstone bridge, we can apply the Kirchhoff both the laws, both the current law as well as the voltage law. We will apply in this Wheatstone bridge. Okay. It consists of 4 resistance. One is P, the resistance. This is said to be P. And another one resistance. This is Q. And another one resistance. This is R. And another one resistance. Yes. There are 4 resistance P, Q, R, and S. And next, in the center, you connect a galvanometer. Connect a galvanometer. So the galvanometer have the resistance. Galvanometer is also have the resistance. That is also included here. Galvanometer also having the resistance. Okay. Here you connect the cell. This is the direction of current, I. Okay. Consider this is terminal is A, this terminal is B, this terminal is C, and this terminal is D. Now the current flows in all these terminals. Here, this terminal, the current is a I1 current. Okay. And here the current is a I2 current. See, I1, I2, the current first is split up into 2. And here you consider the current flows to the galvanometer is a IG current. And from this junction, the current is separated. This is I4 current. This is I3 current. So now the current is divided in the junctions. All the junction, the current is divided. Now, this is the method to calculate the resistance value. If you know R, S, and Q, you can calculate the value of P. Unknown resistance, you can calculate. Remaining 3 resistance, if you know. Okay. First, what is the current at the junction D? What is the current at the junction D? You apply the current law at the junction D and the junction D. First, at junction D, apply first law, current law. So the current coming towards the junction is equal to the current flows away from the junction, or else the algebraic sum of the current meeting at the junction B is said to be 0. So we can write I1 is the current flows towards the junction is equal to that current is divided as I4 and IG. Yes. So this you can write I1 minus IG minus I4 is equal to 0. Consider this is equation 1. Next, come to the junction D. At junction D, the current flows towards the junction is I2 and IG. Yes, I2 is coming towards the junction, IG is coming towards the junction, and I3 is separated. So I2 plus IG is equal to I3. Okay. Next, you can also write I2 plus IG minus I3 is equal to 0. Consider this is equation 2. Now you take this as two loops, A, B, D, A as one loop. The loop A, B, D, A applies second law, second Kirchhoff law, that is to be applied voltage law. Apply voltage law. What is voltage law? The sum of the product of current and resistance, that is algebraic sum of product of current and resistance in a closed circuit is equal to the algebraic sum of the EMF in the circuit. Okay. See here, no EMF connection, that is no cell is connected in the circuit as well as in the circuit. Cell is away from that, but current is flowing. So here the current and resistance, say I1P plus, see this cycle is taken as positive. Okay, this is the reverse. Yes, I1P plus Ig. This is galvanometer resistance. The G is said to be galvanometer. I1P plus IgG. This is opposite to the direction of the current. So that we can write minus I2R is equal to 0. Say this is equation 3. Next take the loop A, B, C, D, A. Loop A, B, C, D, A. Take this loop. So in this loop, we can write that is I1P. Okay. Here plus I4Q. Here current is I3. But this direction is opposite direction. Current flowing in this direction, you are taking in opposite direction. So that you can write minus I3S. This is also opposite. Minus I2R is equal to 0. EMF is not connected in the circuit, so that we can write that as 0. Okay. So this is equation 4. Now consider this B and D. There is no difference in potential. This is the condition. This is the condition. If B and D are same potential. This is very, very important condition. Same potential. See, if there is difference in potential only, the current flows from the higher potential region to the lower potential region. But in this case, both are at same potential. No current flows here. No current flows here. So that the current value of Ig, galvanometer current, is a 0. So in this galvanometer, no current flows in this condition if B and D are at same potential. So if Ig is equal to 0, apply this in the equation 1 and equation 2 first. So 1 implies 2. If you are applying that Ig is equal to 0 here, what happened? We can write I1 is equal to I4. Sorry, student. This is I3. This is I3 and this is I4. So that this is I3. And here, yes, this is I4. This is I4. This is I3. This is I3. Oh, okay. Just for our convenience, because this is given in your book, If you are changing also, no problem. But while studying in the book, it will be complicated. So I1 is equal to I3 will come. If you are applying here, Ig is equal to 0. I1 here, take the I3 that side, it became positive. So that I1 is equal to I3. And similarly, equation 2 can be write as this Ig is equal to 0 means I2 is equal to I4. It goes that side, I2 is equal to I4. Okay. Consider the equation 3. If you are applying here equation 3, Ig is equal to 0. 3 implies 2. What I1P is equal to I3R, because this value became 0. Ig is equal to 0. Okay, next. Consider this equation. This equation, you can change anyone. For I3, see, I1 is equal to I3. So that you can take I3 as I1. And here I2 is equal to I4. So that you can change I2 is equal to I4. Okay. You don't change both I1 is equal to I3 and I3 is equal to I1. No use of that. Okay. So we can write that equation I1P plus I1Q is equal to I2S plus I2R. Can we write like that? This equation, I write like this. The next, I write here. Take I1 outside in that equation. So this became P plus Q is equal to, take I2 in that equation, I2 R plus S. Yes. Divide this by this equation, that is I1P here I3R. This equation 3. I1P I3R. Sorry, this became I1P is equal to I3R. I1P IgG. This is I2R only, not I3. I2R. This is I2R only. So this is I2R. So cancel this I1 and I1. Here the value is P plus Q by P is equal to I2, I1 get cancelled, R plus S by R. Here there is no change. Okay, in this cycle, I1P, IgG minus I2R. We changed here only. This became I4 and this is I. That's all. Here we can write P by P plus Q by P is equal to R by R plus S by R. P and P get cancelled. 1 plus Q by P is equal to 1 plus S by R. Cancel 1 and 1 so that you can take a reciprocal. P by Q is equal to R by S. This is the balancing bridge condition. See, here this value became 0. If the galvanometer became 0, the ratio of P and Q is equal to the ratio of R and S. Dividing the P value resistance and Q value resistance, if you get 5 ohms, for instance, and dividing R resistance by S resistance, the same 5 ohms will come. the current will not flow here. Keeping this balanced bridge condition, you can find any one value of the resistance. For example, if you want to find, if you know the value of R, S, and Q, you can find the value of P. How? P is equal to R by S into Q. So, by using this, all other resistance can be found. Note it down. Main condition is balancing bridge condition. That is, B and D are at same potential. The current will not flow here. That is the balanced bridge condition. A condition that includes 4 resistance are given, P, Q, R, S, but R value is less. It is not balanced. And one more resistance need to add in the arm R to balance the bridge. What will be the value of the resistance? That is the question. You know that P by Q is equal to R by S. R is equal to P by Q into S. So P value is 500 divided by Q value is 800 into S value is 1000. Okay. And one more thing, just you cancel this so that it became 5 by or 5000 by H. R value is resistance in series. So that's 400 plus X is, that is the R value. 400 plus X is the R value. So that this became 625. If you are cancel this, that value is 625. So X plus 400 is equal to 625. And value of X is equal to 625 minus 400. So the value of X is 225 ohms. Value of X is 225 ohms. If the resistance 225 plus 400, this arm became how much? Total 625 will come. Then only it is in balancing condition. Note it down. The copper plate, 2 resistance, here 1 resistance and here 1 resistance. And this is the wire of 1 meter. That is why we call that as meter bridge. And this wire length, balancing length can be measured by using the meter scale. 1 meter scale is there to measure the balancing length. And here 1 resistance is given. Maybe known resistance or unknown resistance. Consider this as P. And this is one more resistance is given in the gap. This is a gap 1. This is a gap 2. One more resistance is given in the gap 2. This is a Q. And it is a center point. In that center point can give the galvanometer and one more high resistance and is connected to a jockey. If possible, today I will show that in the school. Okay, this is your experiment. And in these 2 terminals, consider this terminal as A and this terminal as B. And this terminal is connected to the battery cell to give the power supply. Just you compare this with the Wheatstone bridge. I just modified this. See, in this Wheatstone, this is P. This is the junction. Okay. And this is Q. This is P. This is Q. And here, the center position is galvanometer. Okay. Here also galvanometer is connected. This high resistance is connected for here just for safety. Just for safety to avoid the heat arises in this wire. This wire is made up of Constantine or manganium alloy. Okay, here two connections. This is A, this is a B. Okay, so this is connected here. This two wire is here. Okay, and this junction. See this junction is joined here. From the center, we join here. This is J. So potential is given. That is also connected. Just you compare this diagram. Both are nearly same. But here, instead of the resistance, one wire is there. Okay. This two side, instead of resistance, wire is connected. So here may be some resistance, here may be some resistance. But in both the sides, the wire is also having resistance. That is, the AB wire is also having the resistance. What is resistance? Resistance is equal to resistivity into length. Here we consider resistivity is R. Length is L1. Y means, if you are adjusting this, you know the balancing bridge condition is P by Q is equal to R by S. This is the balancing condition. That you know. When it is balancing, what is mean by balancing condition? The galvanometer must show zero deflection. Then only it can say with balancing condition. See, if P value and Q value is same, for example, P value is also 10 ohms. Both P and Q value resistance are 10 ohm. The balancing condition here is exactly 50 centimeter. Because AB or the AJ is equal to BJ if both the resistance values are same. But if the values are different, or else only one value is known resistance. For example, P value is known or Q value is known. You have to find another one value. So what you can do? That is different. So that you just move this J, jockey is just a contact. Jockey is just contact to the wire. So you just made the contact here or here or here or here or here. Between A and B, at any one place, you just connect that. At that time, the galvanometer shows zero deflection. First of all, you have to check the circuit is correct or not. Keep the jockey in the point A. The galvanometer shows one side deflection. And next, keep the jockey in the terminal B. The galvanometer shows exactly opposite side deflection. Now the circuit is correct. So in between A and B, any one point will show zero deflection. So just you move that jockey from A to B gradually. The pointer gradually comes to rest at the zero. So now we can say P by Q is equal to AJ by JB. Okay. So here instead of R is equal to what? Resistance. Resistance is equal to what? Resistivity into length. Resistance is equal to resistivity into length. Okay. So apply that here. So here R instead of R, that is R into, you just think that length is L1. So that here instead of R, this is R into L1. Here what? Comparing here, in this case, this is S. So instead of S, here the resistivity R, resistivity is same because single wire. The length may be changed, R into L2. So in the place of R, you can write R L1. In the place of S, you can write R into L2. When means when the galvanometer shows zero deflection. So that now you apply that in the formula. P by Q is equal to R by S. R instead of R, I can write R L1. Instead of S, I can write R L2. So cancel the R and R. Now you can write P by Q is equal to L1 by L2. So if the unknown resistance may be Q or unknown resistance may be P, if you consider the unknown resistance may be Q, known resistance is P, you can write Q by P is equal to L2 by L1. And then you can find the value of Q, which is equal to L2 by L1 into P. By this way, you can find the unknown resistance. As well as you also find the resistivity of the wire. So if the coil is given like that, you find the value of resistance. Resistance you find by means of this method. Resistance is found out. Then you have to find the resistivity. What is resistivity? R is equal to rho L by A. This is the resistivity. Then rho is equal to RA by L. Okay. One value you found what? That is resistance value. Instead of R, you can write this value Q. Okay. This is resistance. So resistivity is equal to that resistance. What value you have here, you write that value here. Resistance into area. Area is cross section area. This wire is given on this cross section area. This is the length of the wire. This is length of the wire. This is area of cross section. Thickness, area of cross section. So that we can write 4 pi r square. That is area of cross section. Sorry, pi r square. Area of cross section. This area of cross section is a pi r square. Okay. Volume means multiple that by L. But no need of volume or area. Area of cross section is pi r square by length L. So by using screw gauge, you can find the thickness. From that, you can find the radius. Okay. Pi value, you know. Length of the wire, just using meter scale, you can find the length of the wire. Knowing or no, you know all those values, you can find the resistivity of the given coil of the wire. So this is experiment. This is your experiment. Okay.